Alright, so this is going to be like a bit of an experimental process. I do a lot of late night Facebook posts that are kind of become the boy who cried wolf, because I talk a lot of shit, but a lot of times that's some of the most profound shit I've ever said in my life. But it goes unnoticed. First of all, because it's late at night, and second of all, because they're used to me just ranting my fucking bullshit. So, I'm gonna start it like this. And I figure the good place to start is we are all one, right? Now, this is my perspective on this. Okay? If you look around at all religions, they're all saying the same shit. Yeah, this religion's fighting with that religion. You're wrong, I'm right. Blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. That's what I have to say. If you're that ignorant to think that your religion is better than someone else and your God is better than someone else, what? How in the fuck could you be that ignorant? For real. Think about it for a second. I'm just gonna use, I don't know, to be honest, I don't know a fuckload about any religion. But I do know that a lot of really hardcore Christians are some of the most ignorant fucks I've ever met in my life. And a lot of people judge anybody that goes by the Quran or anything like that as fucking terrorists or some shit. You have no idea, just like I don't really know much. But I do know that you've got it twisted. Okay? Let's go with the Christian thing. So, God said, let there be light. Right? And we're all God's children. And God is all powerful and omnipotent. Right? So, if that's the case, well, let's just compare that to science for a second. So out of nothing, the Big Bang, boom, and it expanded into what we are now. And we are all made up out of the explosion that was the Big Bang. Stardust. Without that, we wouldn't exist. Without God saying, let there be light, we wouldn't exist. So, what are we arguing about? What the fuck are we arguing about? And again, the way I'm looking at it is, if God is omnipotent, is everything, and the creator of all things, then first off, the devil is God. And for you to say that he made an angel that defied him, and so he cast him down, Lucifer, Satan, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and what? Are you fucking kidding me right now? If he's omnipotent and created everything, then he must have been a pretty shitty fucking God to create something that rivaled him. And then he got pissed off. Well, you're my creation, and you're surpassing me. So fuck you. I'm gonna send you down there, and then I'm gonna put you in control of anybody else that does something that I don't like, because I'm a big fucking. I'm a white dude with a white beard up in fucking heaven that's saying, well, you did some good shit, so you can come up here, but you fucked up, so you're going down there. What the fuck is that? Are you kidding me? Really? And again, come on now. If he created everything, first of all, how in the fuck can you judge a gay person for being gay? How in the fuck can you be racist towards someone that isn't your race and talk shit about black people or fucking Mexicans or natives or whatever the fuck you want to talk shit about someone that's different than you and doesn't have your beliefs? Well, he doesn't believe what I believe, and I read a book that was written by man, and I'm gonna fully, wholeheartedly believe everything that I read in this book, and I didn't even interpret it right. Are you fucking kidding me? 2, how in the fuck can you tell me that smoking weed is a bad thing? First of all, there's no negative benefits that have ever been documented, ever. No one has ever died from smoking weed. It's a gateway drug. Well, maybe it's because you make everything a fucking illegal. When you tell a kid, hey, don't do that, don't do it, but you don't explain to him, you just yell, don't fucking do it. What does he do? He goes and does it. Just make sure you're not looking when he does it. But if you say, hey, look, that's gonna hurt you, don't do it, because guess what? It's gonna fucking, like, if you do this, it's gonna hurt you and you're not gonna like it. And you explain to him why. You know what? He's probably not gonna do it. And if mushrooms, marijuana, dimethyltryptamine, which is, by the way, in almost every single plant that is on this planet, and you produce it every night when you go to sleep. So you're basically holding one of the most illegal drugs all day long, produced by your pineal gland, which, I don't know if you know, is right there in the center of your fucking brain, the seat of the soul. And that shit's illegal. And like Bill Hicks said, marijuana grows out of the ground. It's illegal. Mushrooms grow out of the ground. They're illegal. Dimethyltryptamine, produced in almost every fucking living thing on this earth. It's illegal. I don't know about you, but making something that naturally grows in this earth, that must have been created by God, making that illegal isn't, like, maybe a little fucking unnatural? Maybe they don't want you to achieve your potential. And maybe you shouldn't listen to man, and you should listen to this. I've never been religious in my entire life. I remember asking my mother one time, what am I? And she said, you're a Christian. And I went, no. Okay. Never been to church. And I always pondered that. And I was never spiritual until I watched a movie called The Secret, and that opened my eyes to something that basically brought magic into my world when I finally had grown up enough to believe that magic didn't exist. Because people that believe that magic doesn't exist are easier to control. Now, I'm not hating on the people in control. Because guess what? Just like marijuana is a creation of God, just like gays are a creation of God, just like the devil is the creation of God, we all are. It's called the yin and yang. It's called duality. Because guess what? Without darkness, you can't appreciate light. Without a rainy day, guess what? A sunny day is going to get pretty boring. So this is how I look at it. Picture yourself. And let's say in a gymnasium. Picture yourself sitting in a gymnasium with all lights on. And you're there for a long fucking time. It's just you. You're everything. You're everything, and at the same time, you're nothing. Okay? Now, after a long time, you start to crave something more. The Big Bang. And let there be light. So, out of that desire to live, to experience, to grow, to learn, we did something spectacular. We created a game. And we split ourselves from one into billions and billions and billions of individuals. Now, just because there's now individuals does not mean that they're not a part of that original one. right? I mean, let's look at it like this. I got a drink in my hand, and I take a drop. See that drop right there hanging on my finger? I don't know if you can see that. You see that? Now, drop it in this glass. Find that drop again. Find it. You can't. You're that drop. And all that, that's God. That drop is just as much God as the whole is. And as much as it's fucked up to say that all the negative things in this world, suffering, murder, rape, anything that you could think of, fucking depression, all that shit, as bad as they seem from our individual perspectives, that whole doesn't seem the same. And what I've learned is there is no such thing as imperfection. Imperfection is the most perfect thing that we've created. Because being perfect got boring. So we design pain so that we can enjoy happiness. And let's delve in a little bit deeper, right? Grade 3, I think it was around grade 3 I learned this. I learned about atoms and shit. So an atom is a nucleus with electrons and neutrons spinning around it and shit, right? Now, in between those electrons and neutrons spinning around and that nucleus, there is space. Right? That's scientifically proven. You want to argue that, fucking go for it, but you're going to lose. Now, you're made up of billions and billions of atoms. And so is this table, and so is this fucking computer that I'm recording this shit on. Okay? If that's the case, that's not solid. And neither am I. Right? Argue that? You can't. So, where does my nose end? And where does air begin? If you get deep enough, it doesn't. So where does air end and your nose begin? It doesn't. Therefore, I am you, and you are me. And I'm not telling you to go, when I say we are God, I'm not saying I am a God. Because that would be some fucking egotistical, selfish shit to say that I'm a God. Because saying that would mean that you aren't. I am saying I am God just as much as you are. And this conversation, well, it's not a conversation, but you listening and me speaking, I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to myself. And whether or not you want to listen to me or not, doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I'm no longer trying to preach to you and tell you that you need to, like, I'm not telling you to believe what I believe. I'm just telling you, I don't believe this shit. I don't. And I think it's kind of ridiculous and retarded for anyone to think that they know what the fuck is going on. Because you don't. I don't know, and you don't know. Even the smartest motherfucker that's ever been on this planet doesn't know what the fuck is going on. And a wise person knows one thing if he knows anything at all. And that one thing is that he knows nothing. Because guess what? At one point, this earth was flat. That was a fact. And when it was said that the world is round, that person was crazy. And now you'd be crazy to fucking say this shit's flat. You don't know shit, and I don't know shit. But what I do know is that I'm no more special than you are. And ignorance is a funny thing. To go through life believing wholeheartedly in something without taking, like, fuck, man, when someone tells me something that is their belief, I don't shut that shit down. I don't tell them you're wrong, I'm right. You know what I say? It's interesting. I don't know if I'm right or I'm wrong. And guess what? My beliefs could change tomorrow. Never ever think that you know everything. And never ever take someone's word when they say they know everything. We're here to learn, we're here to grow, and to experience. There's a concept called infinity. You learn that about that shit in elementary school too. Infinity states that the shit keeps going. There's no beginning and there's no end. And that's a fucking mind fuck. That's the one that blows my mind when I think about this shit is, if everything is infinite, I mean, you can't comprehend. If you draw a line to explain infinity, that line is nowhere near, like, just keep zooming out, keep making that line. And you can zoom out and that line will go smaller, and then zoom out and make a bigger one, and then zoom out again, that'll go smaller, and you can never fucking find an end or a start point to it. Where's the concept of infinity come from? That's what it is. Time doesn't exist. And if time, like, even if time did exist, like, fuck, man, I'm 26 years old. I am not even a fucking sliver on the fucking timeline of how long that we have been able to fucking look at this earth. That we've been able to dig up bones and figure out how long this earth has existed for. We don't even know. And even on the fucking time frame, the timeline that we know of, fucking find me on that shit. You can't. You cannot fucking pinpoint where we are. When I die, I'm gonna be, if I don't fucking leave something here for you guys to see when I'm gone, I'm gone. And I'll be forgotten just as much as I was remembered in the long run. So, if that's the case, nothing really matters. Murder doesn't matter. Happiness, pain, suffering, none of that shit actually matters. Because as much as it feels real when it's happening, 1,000 years from now, it's not gonna mean shit. It's gonna be left in the fucking dust. So whether or not infinity's real, or even fucking, or time is real, because time isn't, but if you want to think that, the shit doesn't matter. So what I'm trying to tell you is, you have a choice. You have a very crucial choice to make. And that choice doesn't affect anyone, isn't affected by anyone else other than yourself. I don't give a fuck how hard your life is. My life's been fucked up. And you know what? I've gone through a lot of life feeling underappreciated, feeling invisible, feeling like I thought no one gave a fuck. and I thought I was insignificant until I found out that I have a talent, and I found out I can do whatever the fuck I want, and whatever you say to tell me that it's not possible will not affect it. May make it a little bit harder, or at the same time may make it easier, because you tell me I can't do it, that makes me want to say fuck you, and it makes me want to prove you wrong. But my question to you is with your choice, considering happiness versus pain doesn't matter, it doesn't in the grand scheme of things. And if you want to argue that shit, like, fucking post some comments on this shit. But you cannot argue that shit. When you're dead, fucking 1,000 years after you're dead, you're fucking forgotten. Probably about 50 years, not even. Unless you did something big, you're forgotten. And you're gone. And you're left in the fucking dust. So here's my question to you. Do you want to go through life, either, first of all, being bullied and degraded by other people and believing them, and because of that, not doing anything special with your life and letting them make you believe that you're not important? Or do you want to go through life inflicting pain on others, or being an asshole, or fucking, like, being selfish, or whatever the fucking case may be? Or do you want to be happy? And do you want, you know what? Make other people happy. But first off, make yourself happy. Because when you're gone, it doesn't matter if you were happy or not, you're still going to be forgotten. Because even if you were amazing and everybody loved you, eventually those people are going to die too. So even if you're remembered for a decent amount of time after you die, you're going to be forgotten eventually. So while you're here, do you want to be happy, or do you want to suffer? Do you want to help people, or do you want to hurt people? Because I'll tell you right now, I don't get very much enjoyment out of hurting someone. I don't even get enjoyment out of retaliating to people hurting me. Because I'm a pretty hard-headed motherfucker. I'm also one of the kindest motherfuckers I know. And that sounds selfish and egotistic, but I don't really care what you think. I try to love everyone. And when they give me a reason not to, I try not to let it affect me. But when you fuck me over enough times, that's where I go, fuck you. And ask anyone I know that has seen me get to that point. I'll make you cry. And I don't want to do that. I want to make you smile. And I want to smile. So, I guess the end of this video is gonna be I don't even know if this is the end. Because if you know me, you know I have an ability to rant and ramble and go on tangents. And honestly, I'm going to watch this back later, and I'm probably going to be like, well, fuck, you didn't even get to the point you were trying to get to, at that point in the conversation, or in the video. But that tangent led to something else, didn't it? I am not alright with being mediocre. I'm not alright with working a 9-to-5 job because society tells me that's what I need to do. I'm not alright with racism or slavery or any of that. But at the same time, it really doesn't matter. And that's why I say it comes down to the choice. While you're here, do you want to experience heaven on earth? Or do you want to experience hell? There's no one that can make that choice other than you. You can blame other people for what's happened to you. If someone fucked you over, or this happened and it was his fault, or this happened, blah, blah. And a lot of times, it's your fault. And you won't admit it. First step, if it is, admit that shit. I know I fucked up a lot of times in my life. I know that. But it's not worth it. It's not worth it to use the small amount of time that we're here to go back to the source energy when we die and realize, fuck, I could have done a lot better shit than I did. I could have. The world is fucked up because we're fucked up. And who knows? When it comes down to it, maybe the world's fucked up because I'm fucked up. If everything is infinite, then Jesus. Do something great. Do something that will make you happy. And don't worry about if others are happy. Because it really doesn't matter. If you have to suffer in order to make other people happy, what the fuck good is that? You go out of your way to help people out and do things for them, and they don't appreciate it like you think they should appreciate it. What the fuck is the point of that? Because that ends up, you're working that 9-to-5 job and you're fucking struggling. You're making no money, you're just getting by. And another thing on money, it may be the root of all evil or whatever the fuck you want to say. But you know what? This society's been designed this way. And you can fucking talk shit about fucking Big Brother, Illuminati, all this shit, and fucking, you know, fucking the banks, and the banks run the world and all this shit, blah, blah. Well, you know what? The banks may run the world, but there's a lot of motherfuckers that are enjoying themselves right now. What is saying that you can't too? Nothing, except for you. And I'm the same, man. I'm sitting here right now. I just fucking told my boss off for being a fucking cunt. And I just moved out of a place because I had crazy bitches living downstairs. Yada yada. And I'm in a pretty fucked up place. And I have no intention on staying here. Because money does not create happiness or give you happiness. Be appreciative of what you have. And if you have nothing and you have no one around you and you have, like, your family fucking left you and they treat you like shit or whatever the fuck it is, how about be appreciative and grateful for the fact that you're alive? Because I've had a few times in my life that I could have fucking died and I shouldn't be here right now. And I'll be damned if I waste the fact that I'm still here breathing by living a fucking mediocre life. Because I'm going to be forgotten. So I'm going to create the best thing I can while I'm here. And I'm going to enjoy myself. And there's nothing wrong with being a millionaire or a billionaire. People talk shit about people that have money, assuming they're yuppies and they're fucking assholes and they're this and that. You know what? A lot of them, and most of them, not including the ones that are fucking way up there, but a lot of them aren't. And if you gave them a chance, and if you ever got into a place to talk to them, but you can't because guess what? You're working at McDonald's, or you're doing this or doing that. And it's your fault, not theirs. You hate on Justin Bieber. Why? Because a lot of dudes hate on him because he's getting more pussy than you'll ever fucking get in your lifetime in a week. And he can pick from any fucking chick he wants. And I can almost guarantee you he doesn't ever fuck anybody that's less than 9. And he has more money than he knows what to do with. You're gonna hate on him for that? He has a talent. He fucking happened to get picked up and did something. And you know what? If I was that fucking young and I got that much money and had that much fame and had to walk through a fucking mall and girls just screaming when I walk by, are you fucking kidding me when you try to say that you wouldn't get a fucking ego from that shit? That you wouldn't fucking do some stupid shit when you did stupid shit when you were young. What if you had millions of dollars to be stupid with? You'd fuck up too. So fuck you for fucking hating him. Yeah, he's an idiot. He did some stupid shit. But did he know any better? No. This was a lot of ranting, and I'm probably gonna have to edit it. But you know what? Maybe I won't. And maybe you'll get bored and you'll fucking not listen to or watch this all the way through. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. If you take something from this, great. If you don't, great. Because I'm not wasting my time on the people that don't want to fucking change their shit. I want to change mine. And this video right now is just as much for me as it is from anybody watching it that may take something from it. Because obviously I'm not where I want to be in life. Obviously. But I'm gonna get there. And you have the choice to get there or to keep bitching about your boss and bitching about this and bitching about that. You don't have this and that guy has something and he didn't deserve it. That's another thing, man. It's fucked up because, like, there's a lot of shitty fucking rappers that get picked up and make millions of dollars off of garbage music. I've hated on them. I have. But the more I think about it, just because they made money and did something that I haven't done, that's what I'm upset about. But the people that are listening to that garbage fucking, it's like, you know what I'm talking about, that fucking rap, that fucking horrible, it all sounds the same, they're talking about nothing. I'm making a video. Sorry, did I wake you up? I'm sorry. Sorry.